Love is a universal human emotion that transcends gender, age, and culture. However, not all love stories are equally accepted and celebrated by society. Transgender people, who identify with a gender different from the one assigned to them at birth, often face discrimination, violence, and rejection in their quest for love and happiness. Finding a partner who respects, supports, and cherishes them can be a challenge, especially in the middle age when many people have already settled down with their families and careers. However, there are also beautiful and inspiring stories of transgender people who have found their soulmates and lived happily ever after. In this video, we will share one such story of a couple who met and fell in love in their 40s, and how they overcame the obstacles and prejudices they faced along the way. We will also explore some of the lessons and tips they have for other transgender people looking for love in the later stages of life. The couple we are talking about are Lisa and David, who live in New York City. Lisa is a transgender woman who transitioned in her late 30s, and David is a transgender man who transitioned in his early 40s. They met online on a dating app specifically designed for transgender people and their admirers. They both had previous relationships with cisgender people, people who identify with the gender they were assigned at birth, but they felt that something was missing. They wanted to find someone who could understand their experiences and struggles as transgender people, and who could appreciate them for who they really are. They hit it off right away, and soon they decided to meet in person. They were both nervous and excited, but they also felt a strong connection and attraction. They had a lot in common, such as their hobbies, interests, values, and goals. They also had a lot of differences, such as their backgrounds, personalities, and preferences. They enjoyed learning more about each other, and they found that their differences complemented each other. They felt comfortable and safe with each other, and they could be themselves without fear of judgment or rejection. They started dating, and they quickly fell in love. They realized that they had found their perfect match, and they wanted to spend the rest of their lives together. They moved in together after 6 months, and they got married after a year. They had a small and intimate wedding ceremony, attended by their close friends and family members who supported their relationship. They exchanged vows and rings, and they kissed passionately. They were happy and proud to be each other's spouses, and they looked forward to their future together. Lisa and David's love story was not without challenges and difficulties. They had to deal with the social stigma and discrimination that transgender people often face in society. They encountered ignorance and intolerance from some people who did not understand or respect their identities and choices. They faced harassment and violence from some people who wanted to hurt them or prevent them from being together. They also had to cope with the legal and medical barriers that transgender people have to overcome in order to change their names, genders, and documents, and to access the health care and treatments they need. However, they did not let these obstacles stop them or break them. They stood up for themselves and each other, and they fought for their rights and dignity. They educated and enlightened the people around them, and they challenged and changed the negative attitudes and stereotypes that exist about transgender people and their relationships. They also sought and received the support and help they needed from professional and community resources, such as lawyers, doctors, therapists, counselors, advocates, and groups. They joined and contributed to the transgender movement and community, and they celebrated and shared their stories and achievements with others. They also focused on the positive aspects of their relationship, and they appreciated and valued each other's qualities and differences. They communicated and listened to each other, and they understood and respected each other's feelings and needs. They trusted and supported each other, and they encouraged and motivated each other. They compromised and cooperated with each other, and they solved and resolved any conflicts or issues that arose. They laughed and had fun with each other, and they enjoyed and explored their common and diverse interests and activities. They cared and expressed their love for each other, and they showed and proved their commitment and loyalty to each other. Lisa and David's love story was also a story of personal growth and transformation. They both had to go through the process of transitioning from their assigned genders to their true genders, which involved physical, emotional, and social changes. They both had to face the challenges and risks of undergoing hormone therapy and surgeries, which affected their bodies, health, and appearance. They both had to deal with the confusion and uncertainty of discovering and expressing their gender identities and roles, which influenced their behaviors, attitudes, and expectations. They both had to cope with the loss and grief of leaving behind their past lives and selves, which impacted their relationships, careers, and identities. However, they also had each other to support and accompany them in their transitions and journeys. They were both compassionate and empathetic to each other's struggles and pains, and they were both patient and understanding to each other's changes and needs. They were both helpful and attentive to each other's health and well-being, and they were both protective and caring to each other's safety and comfort. They were both accepting and affirming to each other's identities and roles, and they were both flexible and adaptable to each other's behaviors and expectations. They were both proud and confident of each other's appearance and expression, and they were both happy and grateful for each other's presence and love. They also learned and grew from each other's experiences and perspectives. They shared and exchanged their stories and insights, and they listened and respected each other's opinions and views. They challenged and inspired each other to be their best selves, and they complimented and praised each other for their achievements and improvements. They encouraged and empowered each other to pursue their dreams and goals, and they celebrated and rewarded each other for their efforts and successes. They discovered and explored their new selves and lives, and they enjoyed and embraced their new opportunities and possibilities. Lisa and David's love story was also a story of mutual enrichment and growth. They both had to face the challenges and opportunities of living as transgender people in the middle age, which involved physical, emotional, and social aspects. They both had to deal with the changes and effects of aging on their bodies, health, and appearance, such as menopause, osteoporosis, and wrinkles. They both had to cope with the stress and pressure of balancing their work, family, and personal lives, such as career, finances, and hobbies. They both had to manage the relationships and expectations of their friends, family, and society, such as children, parents, and peers. However, they also had each other to enrich and enhance their lives and growth. They were both generous and thoughtful to each other's needs and desires, and they were both kind and considerate to each other's feelings and emotions. They were both attentive and responsive to each other's health and well-being, and they were both loving and affectionate to each other's comfort and pleasure. They were both supportive and loyal to each other's work and family, and they were both respectful and appreciative to each other's friends and relatives. They were both adventurous and curious to each other's interests and hobbies, and they were both creative and playful to each other's passions and fantasies. They also benefited and learned from each other's strengths and weaknesses. They complemented and balanced each other's personalities and traits, and they harmonized and synchronized each other's moods and rhythms. They helped and improved each other's skills and abilities, and they taught and mentored each other's knowledge and wisdom. They motivated and challenged each other to try new things and experiences, and they accompanied and shared each other's joys and sorrows. They inspired and influenced each other to be better people and partners, and they admired and loved each other for who they are and who they can be. Thanks for watching. Thanks for Wong. Thanks for watching. 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 Watching. Thanks for watching.